Hi grade 2, it's Mrs. Miller here. Today in math we are going to be learning about regrouping with addition. So what I would like you to do is to get a few of your items ready to go so that we are ready to progress through the lesson. And the first one is your math workbook. So everybody grab your math focus workbook. You are going to need to go to page 83. So go to page 83, put that in front of you. The next thing that you're going to need is this handout right here. So when I say pause, what I would like you to do is to pause and cut out all of your base 10 blocks so that you can follow along. One of the things I'm going to ask you to do is we're going to work through some problems together, and I'd actually like you to use your base 10 blocks and your whiteboard to follow along with me. And that way, just like we do in class, you're able to do the same question that I am. Okay, so right now what I would like you to do is to pause the recording, cut these out so that you're ready to go, and then we'll get started. Okay, so now that you have cut out all of your base 10 blocks, I would like you to go to page 83, and we are going to read along just to the top part of the page. Okay, the bottom talks about subtraction. We're just going to be working with addition today. Now, some of you may have been taught this by one of your parents or by a sibling, and it's a little bit of a trick when you get into a position where you have two numbers that you can't just easily add those ones together. They equal more than 10. So let's go through and learn what that means. So it says up at the top, regroup. When you regroup, you change the way that you show a number with tens and ones. So down below it says regrouping to add. What you have here is your tens column and your ones column. And what you'll notice, so our numbers are 25 and 16. 25 is 2 tens and 5 ones. 16 is 1 10 and 6 ones. So if you have it lined up like this, you notice that the 5 and the 6 equal more than 10. And that puts us in a bit of a problem, because we can't just put 11 in the ones column. Because as soon as you have 11 in the ones column, it's actually 1 in the tens column and 1 in the ones column. So what we're actually doing is we're regrouping the ones and we're putting them into the tens. So you're going to end up with more tens. Okay? So what it'll do is it'll end up with 1 1. And then you'll take those 10 ones and you hop them over to the tens. And I'm going to show this in another question because it takes a little bit of time to understand that regrouping concept. Okay, so right now you need your whiteboard and you need your base 10 blocks all cut out, ready to go. And we're going to do the question up on the board together. Okay, so on the right-hand side, I'm just going to write my question. So I'd like you to do the same thing on your whiteboard. And our question is 47 plus 28. Now there are a couple ways that we can do this. The first way is one we learned the other day, last week, and I'm going to go through that together. And that is all we need to do is we need to separate our tens and our ones, and we do it in a few different equations. So let's start off by doing the tens here. We have 40 plus 20. So I'm going to do my next equation down here. I have 40 plus 20. Altogether that equals 60. Now I'm going to deal with my ones. I have 7 plus 8. That equals 15. Altogether, what I need to do is I need to add my 60 plus 15. I can still do this because it's not more than 10 anymore. And I have my answer of 75. Okay, so that's one way to do it. But what I want to do is I want to figure out a little bit of an easier and faster way. So I'm going to erase this and I'm going to show you how to regroup using a place value mat. So we're still using the same question of 47 plus 28. Okay, so when we're using a place value mat, we're not going to use the hundreds column, okay, because we're not dealing with numbers over 100. We're just using our tens and our ones. Okay, so I'd like you to draw yourself a place value mat. All right, so now what I need to do is using your base 10 blocks that you've cut out, I've got other ones here that I'm going to use, I'm going to represent my equation in my place value mat. So I'd like you to follow along and do it with me. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and do that. So my first number is 47. I'm going to need to use 4 tens. And then I'm going to use 7 ones. So I have the number 47. Now I'm going to be adding the number 28. So I'm going to get my 2 tens. All right, so now I have my number 47 plus 28. What I notice is that I know right off the bat that 7 plus 8 is more than 10, so I'm going to have more than 10 ones. What I'm going to do is I'm going to regroup those ones to show me in the end how many tens I'm going to end up with. So, if I have 8 down here, how many more do I need to make 10? Sorry, I only need 2 more. So what I'm doing is I'm taking 8 from my 28, 2 from my 47, making a group of 10, and what I get to actually do is to take all of these away and replace them with one of these, because 10 ones equals 1 10. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to pop it right over here, and then I'm going to find out, right, because I've taken all of those, put them over here, because they're now equal to 10. Let's count them together. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 5. So my answer is 75. So that's what you're actually doing. You're taking those ones that equal more than 10, and you're regrouping them into a 10, putting it over to that tens column, and carrying that number over. Okay, so if you need to pause that and replay it again to show you how that actually works, go ahead and do that. Okay, your next step is to do page 82. So it's the one right before with the one we just talked about, right here. And you are going to do the question 38 plus 43. So Mark has 38 stamps, Kate has 43 stamps. You are going to show me that here in any way that you like, whatever strategy. If you'd like to use this one, go ahead and do that. And if you need more space, go ahead and draw that in your visual journal or your math journal, and then just take a picture of that one. And then down below, you're actually going to create your own addition story problem. And I would like to challenge you by creating a question that you will have to use the regrouping, which means the ones column is going to add to more than 10. And that's when you'll need to figure out, okay, I need to do some regrouping of my ones to figure out how many tens I'm going to have. Okay? And then down here, you're going to solve it. All right. You could also challenge one of your parents to see if they can solve your problem as well. So that's also an option. Okay? So after you finish this video, you are going to do page 82. You are going to take a picture and upload that to Google Classroom. All right? And then submit that, and then you'll be done for the day. If you'd like to practice with your base 10 blocks, it's great to have that sheet of them ready to go so that if you are in the middle of a problem and you need a little bit of help, this helps you visualize. We talk a lot about visualizing in math because we need to understand what the numbers actually mean. All right, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you next time with Math with Mrs. Miller. Bye.